Hello, Duoperson here. Today I'm going to tell you how I got a Wii remote to connect to The Last of Us. Now, you might have been a little confused with what was happening in those other videos. They had no explanation other than the descriptions and the titles, and the little bit of me talking in the beginning of the second one. So I do want to explain a bit of what I did, and I have some other things to say at the end of the video as well. Now, this originally started out as a bit of a joke between me and some friends, with me saying, I bet I could play The Last of Us with a Wiimote because I had one on hand. But then I actually did some research into it and went down a rabbit hole, and I couldn't escape it. I ended up actually doing it. Now, it's a minute into the video. You want to know how I did this. So, you see, I found this app called WinU Pro. It's supposed to be used with Wii U Pro controllers, but it also has compatibility with regular Wii remotes. All the app does is map buttons and the IR inputs of a Wii remote onto a virtual Xbox 360 controller. I then had to use Steam to force the PlayStation Plus app to recognize the Xbox 360 controller and its inputs. Simple enough, right? So, I had a way to use the Wii remote, but I wasn't able to connect it via Bluetooth. Everywhere I looked online told me that it was easy and that I just needed to click the skip button when prompted for a pin. But I wasn't able to do that because the button wasn't there. So I had to find another way to connect it. And that's when I remembered the Dolphin emulator. Yeah, Nintendo, I'm talking about a Wii emulator. Sue me. Not like I haven't done anything else in this video that you wouldn't like. Anyway, Dolphin could emulate the connection that the Wii uses when connecting Wii remotes. So I could use that to trick the Wii remote into connecting to my laptop. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. I'm doing all this on a laptop, including editing this video. Man, does it suck to be a one-person team using CapCut. Anyway, in short, the connection goes through Dolphin, then WinU Pro, Steam, and then finally to the PlayStation Plus app on my laptop, where I'm playing The Last of Us. Now, I made this very simple diagram of everything I mapped. And if that wasn't confusing enough, I'll say what everything connects to. Oh gosh, this is a lot of things to say. Okay. The A button is the triangle button to pick things up, boost NPCs up, etc., etc. The B button is the circle button, so I can use it to crouch. I know, I missed an opportunity to make it shoot, but I thought crouch was better. The 1 button is X to climb, and the 2 button is the right stick click, flashlight. IR is the camera movement, which is so terrible to aim. I regret this a bit, but I had no other choice. The D-pad is obviously the D-pad. The home button is L1, aka the sprint button. Minus is square, which is the punch. And the plus button is the same, pause. And then on the nunchuck, the C button is L2 in order to aim. And then the Z button is R2 in order to shoot. And then the joystick is obviously character movement, because I wouldn't be able to live with myself if the IR was the character movement. Wow, I'm actually really proud of myself. I did that all in one go. It was one of the bigger things I've had to record. As I was editing the video, I realized that I made no mention of this, but the Wii Remote does vibrate with the game. So, it's not as good as a DS4 controller, but it does vibrate. Now, if you kept up with all of that, you'll realize I don't have the touchpad click in there. And that's not just because I ran out of buttons to map. As stated earlier, WinU Pro maps everything to an Xbox 360 controller, one of the better controllers, and it doesn't have a touchpad, or a touchpad equivalent button. So I had to rely on going to the item, using the D-pad, and then using square to craft when in that menu. Not the best situation, but it does work. Oh, and if you want my Wiimote profile that WinU Pro uses, it should be in the description, as long as YouTube doesn't get angry with me. Now, on to my thoughts on this project. I really liked setting it up. It was really fun to just figure out how to force things that shouldn't happen into happening. I mean, how many people can say that they've played The Last of Us with a Nintendo Wiimote? Not a lot, from what I know. Actually, nobody to my knowledge has done this before. Which is why I wanted to share it with you all, to let you know that it is possible to play The Last of Us with a Wii remote. And with the setup I have, I could really play any game on my laptop using a Wii remote. There's settings on WinU Pro that let you hook things up to mouse movement and keys, so even games that don't allow controllers can work with this. But here's the truth. I never beat it. I actually didn't even get that far into the game. While it is theoretically possible to beat The Last of Us grounded mode while using a Wii remote that has some debatably bad controller mapping, I just didn't. For those of you that don't know, The Last of Us is a long game, and I had just recently played through the game normally, so I was a bit burnt out on the first game. I got it all set up, tested it, made sure it was working, recorded a bit of gameplay that is released if you want to watch the video, and then stopped. I just didn't have the motivation to complete the game. I might later on, though, so there is always the possibility of me coming back to this project. But for now, I want to see you all try it. This setup works with the Steam version of the game and the PlayStation Plus Cloud version of the game. Record yourself playing it and post it using the tag The Last of Wii so I can find it. As I said earlier, the Wiimote profile I used should be in the description, hopefully, so you can use it when playing. Edit it to your liking if you want. Oh, and I am sorry about how long this video took to come out. Now, I do want to say this. I am going to try to find more things I can do. Things that are weird and that people wouldn't expect to work. I like doing things like this, and I'm glad that there's an easy way for me to share it with people here on YouTube. So probably expect more of me sooner or later. Oh, and special thanks to Vox58 for the drawings of my little slime guy that you've seen throughout the video. See you all next time I do something stupid!